My name is Josue. I'm from Lynn, Massachusetts. I'm 25 years old, and this is my story. Ah, my life before God. That's a good question, actually. I've always considered myself to not be a bad person. I've always considered myself to kind of want to do the right things. But my life before God, I would say I wasn't in the best position spiritually. I've always believed in God, but I'm not gonna deny there was a point in my life where I kind of questioned God's existence, and it was just due to the fact that the things I wanted in life, the things I thought I deserved because I've always been a good person, just weren't going the way I wanted. Um, Due to different things that occurred in my life, I feel like I got to a point where I lost motivation, and I kind of steered into the wrong direction. I steered into uh, drinking, um, when it was something that, throughout my whole childhood I despised and said I wouldn't do, and kind of went against my father for it, and got so aggravated at the example he was giving us. But at the end of the day, it's something I steered to and kind of started doing. I also started gambling as a way to kind of, have some sort of feel some sort of adrenaline, feel some sort of excitement. So my life before God wasn't in the best place. Um, you know, I got to a point where I just didn't know what I wanted to do with life. I no longer had any motivation. No longer wanted to, achieve the dreams I had once dreamed of. It all just became something that, I didn't really care about anymore. And in a way, it's just like, I would say I was just living life just to live without any dreams or aspirations. Going back to what I said, um, I just wasn't in the best position in my life. Um, I felt that there was something missing, as I feel many of us do at one point in their lives. But growing up, I met God through an uncle that would take us to church, and from there, I always had like a thing for wanting to learn more about Christ, and just kind of growing potentially in a spiritual way. But growing up, you have so many different things, and you kind of just steer from that. And so, going back to what I was saying, I got to a point where I, needed something, and I knew there was something missing with myself. And it just so happened that I had a conversation with a friend, and from that conversation, it just made me question myself, and it made me question the decision that I was faced with at the time. And it was the decision I had made of potentially joining the military, and kind of giving up to, not only giving up, but really giving up things that I always wanted in life. And just from that conversation, I guess I would say I made the decision not to leave to the military, and kind of give God a chance, and kind of see if He would somehow change my life. And yeah, I started going to church. That actually is funny enough, because that week I decided to go to church. I also met a girl, and it just so happens too that she does go to church. So that's that's another part of my story, but it all started from there, and I guess ever since then I've been kind of wanting to learn more, reading the Bible a little bit more, and I would say throughout this period of time I've really grown spiritually and kind of have realized so many things that perhaps in the past I was missing, or perhaps things that I didn't pay attention to, but just started with giving God a chance. I'm actually just excited. I'm excited for the journey. I know it's not an easy one, and I know that one of the things I always, thought was that you had to come to Christ as a perfect human being, or pretty close to perfect, but you come to a realization that God is gonna love you no matter how you are. It's more of taking that step, taking that leap of faith, and just letting God change your life. Today, I'm not gonna say I'm a perfect human being, but I have decided to take that leap of faith and let God guide every part of my life, and hope that everything leads to the right direction.